Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, November 9th, 2020. Well, winter entered with a bang this weekend, and I think we can finally say with some decisiveness that fire season is over for most of the Great Basin. We'll call this a season-ending event, and not just because of the weather we had over the weekend, but also because of what's in the forecast. So here we're looking at the past 7 days of precipitation, the observed on the left and the percent of normal on the right. This doesn't account for precip we had yesterday, which definitely filled in a bit more over Utah. And we will see some more precip over Idaho over the coming days. So for snow totals, this is the past 72 hours snowfall that we had. Most areas we're looking at between 1 to 2 inches, even across the south. Southern Nevada, western Nevada, Idaho, northern Utah, many areas that haven't seen precipitation for quite some time. Got a pretty good amount over the weekend. And then the snow depth on here, we're just starting our snow season, really with the first good snow here, so these amounts are pretty light, maybe 2 to 8 inches in this lighter blues, and the darker blues are maybe up to 20 inches in the Wyoming mountains, and then across some of the central Idaho or central Nevada mountains here got a pretty good amount. So we'll be watching this through the winter to keep track of our snow depth. This morning, however, the story is this low that tracked through the Great Basin over the last couple of days and is currently located over central Utah. Very cold temperatures have filtered into the entire area with this Arctic air plunging southward here. And we'll see those snow showers continue throughout the day today, mostly for central and southern Utah, as this system begins to exit the area over the next couple of days. So by this afternoon, by this evening, that low will be working its way eastward and out of the geographic area. Cold northerly flow is in place over the entire geographic area, and we will get a brief break in precipitation across the north and west today and into Tuesday. Ventilation rates are good for Utah, southern Idaho, and most of eastern Nevada, a little bit lower across the west. We do still have pretty gusty winds associated with that low, particularly on the lee side of the slopes of eastern Utah, where things are quite windy, and also across southern Idaho. Lighter winds across the west with those higher mixing rates or ventilation rates. Mixing heights are also high over Utah, southern and southern Nevada. On Tuesday, we shouldn't see too much precipitation through the day. On Tuesday, it's kind of an in-between day. Just cold. Maybe we'll see some sunshine tomorrow, but still very cool. Ventilation rates are up across the north. There is another low beginning to move in from the Pacific Northwest. And the ventilation rates are a little bit lower across Utah and Nevada by tomorrow. That's mainly because the winds really lighten up across the south, but they'll be picking up across the north out ahead of this next system coming into the Pacific Northwest. The mixing heights are high across the south, or across Idaho and portions of Utah, lower over Nevada. The timing of these images doesn't really show very well the precipitation that's going to be coming in Tuesday into Wednesday. So Tuesday night through midday on Wednesday, this little low here quickly tracks across the north. So we will see another good amount of precipitation coming to Idaho and mostly northern Utah with this next storm for midweek. Tuesday overnight into Wednesday. Increasing ventilation rates once again across Idaho, northern Utah, and northeast Nevada. And that's primarily due to that wind out ahead of that next little low. Winds are light across Nevada and parts of southwest Utah. Mixing heights are very high in northern Utah. So for the clearing index for the next couple of days, on Monday today, we have pretty good values across much of Utah. Tomorrow they decrease quite a bit across the south as the winds really die down, but still remain somewhat elevated across the north. And on Wednesday, really increasing across the north, but staying fairly low across the southern valleys. The 3-day precip totals here highlighting some precipitation for today in central and eastern Utah. That's the precip with that low for today. And then this northerly precip across Idaho, Wyoming, and northern Utah will come in that Tuesday night to Wednesday morning time frame. And then Thursday, we'll see some more moisture actually move in back across the south. Could see some showers across, or snow showers, rain showers across the south. Ventilation rates are good across western Nevada or across western Idaho and Nevada, but lower across Utah by Thursday. Then on Friday, we set up for another low moving into the Pacific Northwest. So we really have opened the pattern up here and bringing more frequent low pressure systems into the geographic area. So we're going to stay cool and wet for a little while. Ventilation rates are good across much of the area on Friday as winds pick up out ahead of this next system. And then on Saturday, Friday into Saturday, we'll see that moisture come in by maybe clearing out by later in the day of Saturday. High ventilation rates area-wide on Saturday. And then on Sunday, some more moisture coming in, bringing, again, rain and snow to Nevada in this case, and southwest Idaho by late in the day. So the accumulation for days 4 and 5, this we're looking at the weekend, Friday through Sunday. We have a series of little storms coming through, bringing some precipitation to western Idaho, the higher elevations of northern Utah, up into Wyoming, and even northern Nevada. We'll see some potential good amounts, and even trace amounts across the south. So this is, for the next weekend, definitely looking for the better chances across the north. Then the extended forecast for the 16th through the 22nd keeps the bullseye of temperature over the central U.S., the heat anyway. We may be on the fringe of that, but cooler temperatures to the north and west, and increasing chances for precip, or remaining high chances for precip coming into the west coast, even northern California. So we'll be watching this, but it looks like that storm track just kind of keeps on its way, and we'll see how much precip we get through the rest of November, but it's getting off to a good start. This concludes today's smoke dispersion briefing. Please check back on Thursday for the next update.